watched that movie Strangers Chapter 1. We just came back from the movie and like we're gonna talk about it.
No spoilers this time.
I have some of my notes here.
Had.
Okay, so what did you think about the movie overall? Like
Kinda mid.
Yeah.
It's kinda mid. I mean, my feeling was like the whole movie is a lot of build up for nothing. I mean, not for nothing. Something happens, but it just felt like it kept building up, and when it ended, I was like, oh, that's it.
Yeah, I guess it ended kind of fast. The movie was short, like
Yeah.
1 hour and like 20 minutes
Yeah,
or something like that.
Being short is usually not a problem,
Yeah.
but it felt like there wasn't a lot of content, in a way.
Yeah, I guess you're right about this. Like, the movie starts with someone running in the forest and tripping, of course, because when you run in the forest, you always have to trip. It's like the most cliche that I kind of hate, to be honest. I don't know why. It's like it's overused everywhere. It's like every time it's a forest, someone trips or hit a tree, something like that, and something happens after that. But anyway, this is not a spoiler. It's literally how the movie starts. It adds nothing. It adds nothing. It does nothing for the movie.
The entire first part felt cliche, actually, not just the forest part, the whole part, because it's just the old, small town, and people are kind of creepy over there, and they are looking at the newcomers weird. Like, that whole part was just...
Yeah, it always like this, but to be honest, I don't mind it because I like these settings. It's like some new folks that coming into a new town, having a remote cabin or something like that. It's okay for me.
It's a fine setting.
As long as it's not another haunted house, for me it's okay.
Yeah, it's a fine setting. I just thought they were taking too long to present something that's not very new.
Yes, but the movie is already short. If they would cut that
fair
part
enough.
out, it would be like, what, half an hour of the movie or like 1 hour?
Enough. But that's how I felt until the stuff started. I was like, okay, are you really taking this long? But yeah, I guess it's also pretty
so
short.
Basically the movie is about a couple that wants to celebrate their anniversary, if I'm not wrong.
They're on a road trip and it's also their anniversary.
Yeah, and they get stuck into a creepy town.
A small town, of course.
Because their car broke down. car problems, sorry.
Car problems, yes.
They get into this town, they get to a diner. Of course they got here because they were lost, the GPS didn't work or something.
No, they were gonna stop at the diner, but...
No, they had some problems with the GPS and arrived into this town. They stopped at the diner to eat, and of course when they wanted to leave, the car didn't start.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow, who expected that?
What do you think about the acting?
I mean, the acting was okay, actually. I didn't mind them. I thought it was believable, it was okay.
Yeah,
it was mostly the writing, I guess, that bothered me.
Yeah, the writing wasn't that great, but like the writing was kind of basic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as basic as it gets.
Yeah.
They didn't have that much lines to play with or anything. When they arrived to the cabin, it started to be a little creepy, especially with the knocking on the door. And I liked when they played when you see only the silhouette. You don't see any face, you don't see any details, it's only a silhouette.
That's a nice way. Oh, okay.
I'm analytic.
Yeah, in a way it's nice thinking back, but when I saw it I was like, oh okay, it's that dark. I was like, it was a little not believable for me, but yeah, it's nice and creepy. It's like a good choice in the end.
Yeah, it was creepy. I expected more for the criminals, the strangers, the villains.
The strangers, yeah, sure.
I expected more from them, to torture them in the house a little more or something.
Yeah.
I think the action...
that was like, I also expected that.
Somehow the action moved pretty fast from the inside outside.
Yeah.
And I started to not like it because it was kind of chaotic. It was just running through forest and...
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think they should have focused on being inside more.
Yes.
On being inside the house or the shed or whatever.
And
when they were just running around in the forest, it felt a bit aimless. It's like, wow, people running around in the forest, it's like...
Yes, and when the chaos happens inside, it also goes pretty fast. It's like, I don't know if it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes at max. And it doesn't happen that many... it's not too many actions or something.
Encounters with
the
the
yeah,
strangers,
it doesn't with them too much.
Yeah. I
Okay,
was also surprised.
It doesn't play with them too much.
Yeah, I mean, it started off fairly strong.
Yes.
But then it went downhill. That
Yes.
was the thing.
Yeah.
It's almost like they ran out of ideas or something. It wasn't.
There's not even that much to talk about the movie, even without, especially without spoilers. But even with spoilers,
add like
it's
that
like
much.
it wouldn't add that much. Maybe a couple of actions or something.
One thing that didn't help the movie is that the two victims, I guess, the two main characters weren't that interesting. I mean, that's usually the thing with this kind of movie, but these guys were like nothing. There was nothing to them.
Yeah, but I don't think you care about them that much. For me, at least in this kind of movie, what's important is how the strangers or the criminals play with their victims inside the house. How they get into their head, how they scare them, and they didn't do much in that part.
They started a bit.
Yeah, they started a bit, and they did like 2-3 things, and that was it.
Yeah, and pretty much after that, they were just running. It was almost like just a chase movie, and that's not very fun.
Yeah, like basically, it didn't torture them psychologically or anything. I don't think this is spoiler, but the guy has like asthma problem. I think it's in the trailer. I'm not sure.
We'll check.
But like at first, I thought it's gonna be like, come on, this is gonna be a problem, and somehow he's gonna forget his thing, and the criminal will have it and will be like, haha, it's mine, you can't have it, and he's gonna die or have a lot of problems because of it. But they didn't play around that.
Yeah, no, that was fine.
Yeah,
I mean, when he lost his
yeah.
inhaler, and I was like, oh yeah, of course. But it was okay. They didn't like focus on that too much.
That's what I like. I give them props for that.
I had a lot of moments when I was like, oh yeah, of course, like when the car doesn't start, he loses his inhaler, like someone falls and trips.
Yes.
It was a lot of that, of like, yeah, obviously. That was like my reaction for a lot of the movie, like, yeah, duh, of course that happens.
Yeah.
I wish they almost like played with that. Like I wish they did something I didn't expect in the movie, because they kind of didn't. It was just like everything I expected happened pretty much.
The movie played a little with some scare jumps. What do you think about those?
They were okay. There was sometimes they annoyed me because they did this thing where the jump scare wasn't that good, but the music went very loud and that scared me. I thought that was a little cheap.
I think there's only one that I didn't expect and made me jump a little because of the volume mostly.
Yeah, the volume. I was like, whoa.
There aren't that many. I don't know if are between 3 and 5.
Yeah, that's it.
Somewhere in that number.
I think honestly.
I think 2 of them are okay.
Yeah.
2 of them in the movie are okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say without spoilers. I think like the first one was okay.
Yeah, the first one.
It scared me in a nice way.
The first one and one when I don't know how to tell this about without spoiler.
Well, don't spoil it. Yeah, it's just there's 2 good jump scares in there and the rest are mid.
If you see them, I wonder which one do you think were good. Tell us in the comments. What do you think about the ending?
It was fine. I mean, it was about what I expected. I mean, obviously it's called chapter 1 or part 1, so we know something is gonna continue. It was, I don't know, I wish...
Yeah, I mean, there are already movies in this saga.
Yeah, of course,
after this one, but like...
The ending was about what I expected. Again. I guess what I'm saying is the movie was a little predictable for me.
I don't know if I really expected the ending or not. I don't really remember the old movies that good. I should watch them.
Yeah, me neither. I'm only speaking about this one in isolation right now.
Okay, that's fair. I didn't enjoy the ending. It was like too fast. It happened.
Oh yeah, I mean it was like 1 second and then the movie ended. Yeah, true. Like it was.
The ending part of the movie was, I don't know.
A weird choice.
Yeah, they hurried too much for it.
Yeah, it's true. Like, where are you rushing?
Yeah.
Like, chill.
Like, put like 5-10 more minutes.
Yeah.
Something.
To make it just like a little more satisfying.
Yeah.
This felt like they were like rushing me out of the cinema.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's it. Okay, bye.
Okay, so what would you rate the movie? Do you recommend it to other people?
I can't say I do.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know, maybe if you're like a fan of the series, you're gonna like it, or maybe you're gonna be more disappointed, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it, and I wouldn't watch it again, and I think I'm only gonna rate it like 3 out of 10 strangers.
Yeah, for me, I think it's like a 4. I don't know.
You're a
It's-
little nicer.
Yeah, it's between 3 and 4 out of 10. I'm not sure. Like, it's a 4. It's
Okay,
a 4.
it's a 4. 3 and 4.
It's a
not
4
great.
because the acting is not that bad. If the acting
Yeah,
was shit,
sure.
then sure, okay, it's 3, 2, whatever. But the acting was okay. I like the setting, so that's also why I give it a little more. But yeah, the movie rushes too much. It doesn't play with their victims enough. It's not satisfying. I don't know what to tell you. I wouldn't go to cinema to see it if
No.
you didn't see it already. You just
Same
wait
here,
for
mine.
it to release on digital. And yeah.
Yeah, that's what is sad.
Well, that's it for us. See ya on the next one. I don't know what we're gonna watch.
Bye.
Bye.